Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Zoe Eisenberg, and I am the Executive Director of the Made in Hawaii Film Festival. With us today, we have Barry Wurst, founder of the Hawaii Film Critics Society, and Branscombe, Richmond, who I am sure you recognize despite the costume. He is currently on set, which is a very exciting place to be interviewing him from.
Yeah.
Also with us
It's
today.
okay. Oh. Can I walk through?
It's not working.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is a white, so just let him come on in.
Yeah.
So,
also, go ahead.
Are people seeing us right now?
Yeah, we're live, buddy.
Let's get over, people, and bring brother with you. Bring brother. Come on, man. So I'm gonna let Alex really quickly tell you about this movie. Come on. Tell him.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're shooting a movie right now. It's a mockumentary, and it's about what would happen if you gave a homeless person $1 million. So this is the main character. His name's Guy, and he's very lovable and he's very humble. And one day, anonymous person hands him $1 million, and we see how it changes his life. Yeah, there's ups and downs. It gets pretty funny, gets very scary at times, but overall, it's a good story.
And I heard there's a pig.
Yes, we have a pig. His name is Leroy Johnson. He is my best friend in the world, and he comes with me everywhere. I adopt him.
Leroy has pink toenails.
Yes.
Pink? Did you paint them?
Right behind us. Go ahead.
This is Randall Bacon. He plays Ralph's in the movie.
Hey, I'm
Randall.
on it.
That's
and,
right.
I play the character of Ralph's on here. And
Nice.
I'm so happy to be working with this gentleman, Branscombe. It's been a blessing.
Thank
so
you,
far.
sir. And they gave me 45 minutes off. They go, you're in the middle of a scene. You're gonna go do what? I said, I gotta go do an interview for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Hotel. You were great in Aloha Surf Hotel.
It was great in Aloha. I think, yes. And I heard the pig was also in Aloha Surf Hotel. Clearly, I'm excited about the pig.
It's got a 3-picture deal.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Aloha.
Sorry, gotta share.
Gotta share it.
Perfect. All right, before we hop in, I want to turn things over to Mary for just a hot second, because today's call is a collaboration between the Made in Hawaii Film Festival, the Hawaii Film Critics Society, and the Hawaii Filmmakers Collective. So Mary, can you just tell us quickly all about HFC?
Yeah, so my name is Mary. I'm the Executive Director of Hawaii Filmmakers Collective. We're based in Oahu, but we're migrating to the other islands. And we foster and showcase, we foster and showcase independent filmmakers in Hawaii. And so we're doing things like webinars, events online during COVID, just trying to support each other. So I'm super stoked to meet you. I'm excited to hear about the conversation. Barry, thank you so much for your expertise in independent filmmaking. And Zoe, thanks for letting me be on. You guys enjoy the conversation, okay?
Yes, I think Mary's going to turn her video off to turn over the virtual stage. Barry, why don't you dig us into our conversation? I'm also going to turn my video off, but I will be back 15 minutes before the call ends. I know. This is not I don't have anything to contribute here. But 15 minutes before the call ends, I'm going to come back to moderate a Q&A.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be here watching. You just can't see me.
Barry, it's you and I, buddy.
You and me, buddy. Okay, here we go. Well, thank you. It is such an honor to be speaking with you today. It means the world to me. I wanted to, and I promise I'm not going to get all Barbara Walters with these questions, but I do want to take us back a bit. The last time I spoke with you was on the set of Aloha Surf Hotel. We spoke a little bit about your father, Leo. I want to take us back a bit. Your father had a wonderful, just to look at his IMDb page, it's full of these wonderful, little gems, movies like Big Jim McLean and Donovan's Reef. That is listed as your first film role. This is 1963. You were 8 years old. What do you remember about Donovan's Reef?
Well, I'm going to back up and then I'm going to answer the question. So, Mutiny on the Bounty, Marlon Brando, Trevor Howard, Richard Harris, Hugh Griffith, that was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had my 6th birthday in Tahiti. MGM was in Culver City, and my dad was on the show, and I got to play the little native boy in the movie. And he says, we're going to Tahiti. you know, five years old, you think Tahiti's around the corner. And so you're on a plane from Los Angeles to Tahiti, my father's homeland. And we land there, and he, you know, in a funny way, like in all families says, this is your family. My mother had 16 brothers and sisters, and my grandfather had 12.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know, what the heck, right? And this is your cousin, this is your cousin. And that's unbelievable. And then my father, my father's from Tahiti, my mother's from Hawaii. And I was born in LA, and my dad wrote a newspaper called Les Amis de Tahiti. He was the writer for the Friends of Tahiti, where people can stay together, and also a big contributor to the Polynesian Society. And in those days, they were doing Polynesian movies and Native American movies and indigenous peoples movies. And my dad always had a great shot of getting it in, and he always brought his family. You know what I mean? Kind of like what I'm doing. Just always bring your family. When I was when I did Donovan's Reef, there was an actor there named John Wayne. Okay, John Wayne, and Cesar Romero, and you remember those sets. So when we worked, we did not work in Kauai. They shot the exteriors in Kauai. They shot the interiors on a soundstage, and boy, I'm trying to remember where it was, but it doesn't matter. But you know, John Wayne was there, and it was nice to see all these Polynesians in Los Angeles, like Freddie Letuli and the Iona brothers, and all these musicians that, you know, Amy Hanaili Gilliam's grandmother. Yeah, Napul Wood, just all these people. And so it was wonderful, you know. Remember in the old days when you'd see the volcano blowing up in the background, and that was, they rear project that behind the people?
Yeah.
But that's how they used to do it. And you had to react to the volcano going off. And who else was in Donovan's Reef? Was Simone Signoret, a beautiful French actress. So Donovan's Reef was great. And it's a really great story about his daughter, right? That, you know, he was a non-islander, and he had a child that was from the Queen, one of the royalty bloodlines, and he was playing it cool so it wouldn't mess up her royal bloodline. And that was Donovan's Reef. See, I was starting at 4 o'clock. I did Devil at 4 o'clock. Spencer Tracy.
Yes.
Little Spencer Tracy movie, you know, and that's where the volcano thing. Sorry. You know, those are actors that really made an impact on everybody. You know, Spencer Tracy, John Wayne, Duka Hanamoku was one of the very first actors from Hawaii to go ahead and make an impact, and actually saved 16, 17 people off the Long Beach Pier. I don't know if you ever knew that. Do you know that?
I did hear that story, yes.
He was out there surfing, and a boat capsized, and he surfed over there and saved 16 people. And then when he pulled them all to shore, he took his board and went home. And they said, who was that guy? You know? So, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, was acting something that you asked to join, or was it just a matter of following in your father's footsteps?
I wanted to be a professional baseball player. That lasted 7 months after high school. And, you know, when you have a dream and it doesn't happen, you're messed up. You know, here I am, an 18-year-old guy. I thought, I want to be a baseball player, man. You know, I was going to be the next Willie McCovey or the next Willie Mays or, you know, somebody like that. This is 1970, graduated in 73, 74, right in that area. And then you're kind of wandering around, and a guy got me a job at the Point After in Studio City as a bouncer, and I was underage. I needed a job. My dad had cancer at the time. You know, when I was like a sophomore, junior in high school, he caught cancer, and he died when I was 23. But so I needed a job, and as a bouncer, you don't come home till late, right? And my dad wasn't digging on that. So he says, I want you to go work extra. And I was at the right place at the right time. Affirmative action was there. And I saw the stunt guys doing their stunts, and I said, man, how much are those guys making? Right? They're making $135, $135. You know, in 1974, it's a lot of money. And I was making $27 as an extra. And so I said, man, if I could do stunts every day, I'm going to be a rich man. So that's how it kind of happened for me. And I want to give some credit to what happened. Because of affirmative action, the black stuntmen, the African American community, kind of paved a way, right? They kind of paved a way for a lot of guys who were of, without saying a weird word, the minority status. And, you know, it's always about volume. So, you know, when they say, well, how many Polynesian guys are there? Well, there's Kenny and Dozo, there's Phil Chong. 15 years later, there was Bobby Cummings. And then there was Branscombe, Richmond. During my father's side, there was a Samoan guy who could dive high. His name was Kuka Tuitama. And Kuka Tuitama wrote the song Minoi Minoie. And he was in Hollywood. And another guy named Jerry Groves. I'm talking about Polynesians that were there in the 30s and 40s trying to get in the movie business through music. Max Reed, you know, guys like that. And so, you know, if it wasn't for the black stunt community, I might have, I know I wouldn't have got the chances I did.
You have a very gifted filmmaker son, Fadi Richmond, who's a friend of mine. And I wanted to ask, did it come to a point where he came to you and said, Dad, I want to be a filmmaker? Or was it one of these things where you're going, son, you know, maybe something more practical? What was your approach to this?
All my kids took music classes, right? I wanted a piano player out of all these kids, right? I got 4 of them. And, you know, they did it. They absolutely hated playing the piano. So I'm going to back up why. So my dad from Tahiti, the accordion was a romantic instrument.
Wow.
J'attendrai toujours et la nuit, j'attendrai toujours, right? So that's my dad, you know, Marie Chevalier songs and all that kind of stuff. So I played the accordion. I had to practice every day for 2 hours. An hour before I went to school, and an hour when I came home, and all my friends that wanted to play baseball were out front saying, hey man, come on, hurry up with this accordion lessons. Let's go play ball. And I couldn't, because my dad says, you're gonna be a musician. It's what you're gonna do. And my dad was a singer and a dancer and a stunt guy and an actor and an extra and a dancer. So here I am, I'm playing the accordion. So when I had children, same deal, right? You're gonna be a piano player. Right? And sit there and play, and every band needs a keyboard player. Well, all I do is throw money out the window, right? So my oldest boy, bro, who's in the film business, you know, he'd watch me and do stunts, and he's finally said, that's what I'd like to do. I says, nah, you got to learn the camera behind. And then Fadi came, and he didn't want to play music. So we stuck a camcorder in his hands, right? He didn't really, it wasn't a thing, say, Dad, I want to be in the movie business. It wasn't like that at all. It was, you know, searching, young, 10 years old, 11 years old. Come on, son, play baseball. You got a great arm, you're tall. You can really play. Camcorder. And then everything went that way. And he just stuck with it, you know, and he's addicted to making films. That's what he is. He's addicted to making films. My daughter, Leah, who is one of the associate producer, you know, we did the piano, and that was, and my other son, Terani, same deal. They all ended up in the movie business. Exactly what my wife didn't want. Exactly. Because, you know, she's, God bless her and her family, they were educators, right? They were people that you get an education, you get a degree, and, you know, so you're going to go teach, or you're going to go work where you got benefits and pensions and all that kind of stuff like that. And so I said, okay, dear. Yes, dear. Let's do it. Whatever you say. And, well, they're all in the business. And just the other night when I came home at some god-awful hour, I said, hey, honey, we're doing exactly what you wanted none of us to do. And she goes, why remind me? I said, okay, go take a shower. So that's what I did.
You've played so many Native American and Native Hawaiian characters, and I've always wondered, in this situation, has the situation ever come up where you've gone to the director or the writer and said, look, I got the script here. This is not authentic. This dialogue is not authentic. What you're asking this character to do is not authentic. Has that ever happened to you?
Well, first of all, so I'm multicultural, right? So Tahitian, French, English, Aleut, Native American, Spanish, Hawaiian. And when my father was breaking down the my pedigree, I guess that's the best way to say it. There was a guy who wanted to go to college in France, but he had to give up his Italian citizenship. His name was Count di Carpegna, and Count di Carpegna was kind of part of the family. So, you know, when you're a mixed bowl of goods right here, it's interesting when you get a script and you're invited to play, right? You're invited to play, and it's their party, and they're taking the risk. And you know how hard it is to start a movie, get it going, and so forth and so on. I had a guy. His name was Mike Vejar. He was an editor. He was part Spanish, and he was a director. And you know what? This guy requested me a lot and helped me feed my family because he liked what I did. And one day we were doing a hunter, and I had these lines. I said, hey, Mike, I want to come in here, and I want to stand over here. I want to say this line, and then I want to walk over here, and then I'm going to say this to Hunter. He goes, Branscombe, that's a great idea. And when you direct your TV show, but right now, I'm directing my TV show. I need you to walk over there, say all the lines, take Hunter out. And I thought, oh, I think I ticked my friend off, right? But he was honest about that. So pick and choose your fights, everybody out there. It's an interesting position to be in. Number one, if you are a single guy and you got no worries in the world, you can tell the guys, I ain't doing it, right? And I've seen guys do it, you know. And I'm going to tell you a quick Eddie. Can I tell you a quick Eddie Almo story?
Please.
So I'm a Klingon in Star Trek 3, right? And you got Leonard Nimoy directing, and it's In Search of Spock, and they wanted all the Klingons to be dark complected guys. They see Eddie, and I walk in the room, and I see Eddie. Oh, hey, Eddie. And he had just come off of the Blade Runner, right? I said, oh, man, he's going to be one of the Klingons. Well, I didn't know he was going to be the Klingon master. So all of a sudden we hear Eddie got the job. I got a job. John Larroquette got a job. You know, this is, you know, even though he wasn't that dark complected, but John Larroquette got a job. And there's a whole bunch of us. Paterni and Bobby Cummings and Dave Cadiente, and Tom Morga, all these guys that are great stunt guys, great actors. Eddie said something to Leonard Nimoy, and all of a sudden, the Klingon master was Christopher
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, and we kind of, hey man, what happened to Eddie, right? Because we all see each other when they need tall bad guys. I get a shot. Medium bad guys, Eddie gets the shot. When they need shorter, dark complected bad guys, Eloy Phil Casados would get the shot. So we all kind of knew each other, and Eddie said something. So I'm sure he felt inside that it was worth saying. But I know where Eddie comes from. He comes from East LA, and during his, you know, he was part of Nosotros, and as a young guy, he was moving furniture, man. In LA, they had this thing called a student movers. And Eddie was moving furniture as a young guy trying to get acting parts. So there's a couple times where I've questioned things, and there's a really nice diplomatic way to do it, to say, hey, may I try this? That's a great line, man. May I try this? Watch it. Maybe you might like it. But make no mistake, we're invited to play on their field. And if I may take a moment to share something, to make a movie or a television show, some guy has to have an idea. And then he's got to develop that idea. And then he's got to write that idea. And then he's got to hustle his idea. So you're going to hustle this guy, that guy, this guy, that. And then during that time, that may take a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, 10 years. One guy is going to go, man, I dig that idea. I want to run with it with you. The first guy you got to find is either the stars that are bankable or the guy who's going to give you the money. So I'm going to give you an example because I've been there a million times. Hi, Mr. Investor. So nice to meet you. I need you to stick your hand in your wallet, grab your checkbook, write me a check to make my dreams come true. He says, what's my ROI? Right? And if you film in a tax incentivized state like Hawaii, well, tax incentivized state here we're shooting Maui, for example, you're going to get a 25% return of your tax incentive expenditure. Great. What about the other 75%? This is when you got to watch it because the baloney flows fast. To our market research, this movie should be grossing or getting back and blah, 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 blah in 48 months or something like that. And it's a roll of the dice. So when you get in, it's so nice to go somewhere where you belong. And it's so nice to be with like-minded people. You know what I mean? And that's my long answer to a very interesting question, because it is hard to get to the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really hard to get to the party. Here's what I get all the time. I'm looking for a younger, faster, stronger Branscombe. Right? And every once in a while they find one. And damn, I'm out of a job. So that's what happens. Can I introduce somebody real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This is an up-and-coming actress out of Oahu.
Ashlyn.
Come on, Ashley. Come say hi to everybody.
Hey,
I don't know which way to go. This
nice
is
to meet you, dear. Hi.
Your face is.
Yeah, give him a peek of your
Yeah,
face.
Just
Oh.
this one. There we go.
There you go.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Born and raised on Maui, live in LA.
All right, on. That's where I'm from. Great.
All
So
right.
who are you playing in this movie?
I am playing the role of Nani, which she is a Dramalani over-the-top diva superstar. And
She's really good at that too, by the way.
but fun and laughs and giggles, and I've just been having such a blast today.
Awesome.
Lindsay close by?
Lindsay's not. She's on
Oh,
set
darn.
right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So we're doing this interview and I want to share the love. So there you go.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Best of luck.
As well, mahalo.
Mahalo. Thank you.
Young, faster, stronger. Right? There you go. Brother,
Oh, get it.
come over here.
Oh, please.
We're doing an interview.
Yes.
You got to say,
Come on.
come on.
Get in there.
Introduce yourself to the audience.
in
Go
there,
ahead.
Peter.
Get in here. Come on,
Hello,
Peter.
nice to meet you.
Take
Hey,
that
how
off
you
for a
doing?
second.
Look at the shades too. Come on, man.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Peter.
Nice to meet you.
What about your character, Peter? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm playing the villain of the movie. He's a white guy. His name was Joe. He came from Idaho, and he tries to pretend like a local and talk like he's from here.
Give him
Oh, brother, I'm from here, bro. Born and raised, guaranteed. Choke memories growing up here with my uncle, cuz. Makes me cry just thinking about it. What are you guys up to? What is this? What is this?
Go ahead. Tell him what this is, brother. Go ahead. Tell him.
This is an interview with Branscombe. It's a legacy career. We're talking about his years of work, which is amazing, and also about Hawaii as a film entity and independent filmmaking in general. So this is also dealing with what you guys are doing over there, blessing this island, continuing to make great work. island to island. That's amazing and so important. So thank you for your work.
Oh, it's such an honor and a blessing to be here. I'm so grateful to get to work with this great actor and great dude. So thank you very much.
Here's $10. Here's $10.
Branscombe, I want to ask you something, because this is something I rarely get to ask anyone unless they work in soap operas or television. Most actors do not have the opportunity to play a role for such a long time that they get to play an arc. They get to really have a journey, a real experience with the character. You played Bobby Sixkiller on Renegade, one of that's my father-in-law's favorite TV show, by the way. It ran for 5 seasons from 1992 to 1997, 110 episodes. Playing a character for that amount of time, it's the good and bad. I mean, does it become tedious, or is it just a gift to be able to live with that guy for such a long time?
It's a gift to be working in the industry that you love. Hey, man, you wake up, you go to work. Can you imagine any guy bitching and complaining about getting up, going to work? Oh, I can't work that way. Oh, the lunch sucks. Oh, where's my handler? No, man. I'm telling you. So can I give you a Renegade story?
Please, yes.
God bless Tiny Lister, number 1, who just passed away.
Yes. R.I.P.
Michael Clark Duncan's first acting job was on Renegade.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
Awesome.
The people that came through. Miss Tahiti, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Come stay. Hey. Sorry, we see your belly button right in the middle of the camera. Okay. So it is wonderful. So I'm going to back up for a second. Stephen Channel, the guy who invented 18. He invented Rockford Files. Was he part of The Fugitive? I don't even know. He did Hardcastle McCormick. So many things, and they don't hand this stuff to you. You got to go, you got to call your agent, says, I got an interview for you, and this is what the guy they're looking for. And Big Ray, the COVID officer, right?
Hey, thank you for what you do.
I'm afraid, but I'll not spit on anybody. And what happens is 400 guys read for Bobby Six. 400 guys.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was down to 5 guys. It was down to Sonny Lanham. Did you ever see, who Sonny Lanham is?
I don't.
Gosh, he did that movie. I can't remember it right now. He played Billy Bear. He was, a bad dude. Sonny Lanham's a bad dude. What was the name of the movie?
Was it Billy Jack?
No, it wasn't Billy Jack. Anyway, so I knew all the guys. We were down the top 5. And I read 4th. And there was a guy who read after me. I'm not going to say his name. And he's a good guy. But she said, Branscombe, don't leave. And you go, what does that mean? I think I had a shot at this. So the last guy went in and he read. And then he walked out. And I'm sitting there for 15 minutes. And all of a sudden, Stephen J. Cannell comes out. And he says, you are Bobby Sixkiller. Welcome to the show. Do me a favor. Don't ad-lib so much, because I spent a lot of sleepless nights writing your lines. And I said, wow, yes, sir. Was I ad-libbing? So, and that's what happened. So now you got to remember, I've done a pilot that didn't go 5 years. I did Hawaiian Heat. That won a season with Jeff McCracken, who's still around. God bless Mako. And Tracy Scoggins still is around, and Bob Ginty has passed on. And then I did Heart of the City at Fox. Spending money. These guys were spending money. Couldn't get past 1 year, right? Couldn't get great actors. Just flip of the coin. That's what happened. It was about LA Police Department at night in Los Angeles, the heart of the city. And then I did Baywatch, and then, went to syndication after NBC, and then all kinds of stuff. So it was really, really great. And I learned a lot. I got to direct there. Stephen J. Cannell gave me a shot. I got to direct. And it's about time. It's about watching the budget. It's about time. It's never to go over budget. And it's about time. And that's all I'll tell you. If you burn more film than we're going to give you for that day, we're replacing you. So it is a business. And if you're costing them money and you're losing them money, you're gone. So I learned a lot from Stephen J. Cannell. God bless his soul. I am here today because of that guy. You know, I did Rockford Files. And he goes, didn't you do a Rockford Files? I did do Rockford Files. So he goes, oh, yeah, okay. So that's my story.
That's a great story. You have 2 credits of directing, and it's those 2 episodes of Renegade. Have you ever wanted to direct again?
Well, I got 2 credits under the DGA as a director. Not gonna about the non-union stuff or all the second unit action stuff. Would I like to direct? Sure. But I found a nice little machine, and we make widgets of family films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a producer, come get over here. Come say hi. Kaniala Masoy, ladies and gentlemen, big time singer, big time.
Hey.
Yeah.
Meet you.
You won the Hokua?
I was nominated, yes.
Okay, but you won.
Right on.
Mr. Hawaii.
Yeah.
You won Mr. Hawaii.
Actually, Mr. Maui.
Mr. Maui. You won Mr. Maui.
Hey, right on.
Works here, man. Kaniala Masoy here showing his belly button to you. Thanks, Kaniala. Anybody else want to walk through this? Come on, walk through. Yeah, that's okay. Where was I?
We're kind of all over the place. We're talking about Renegade, and let me just throw out a question then. I wanted to ask you about the elusive topic of chemistry. This is a craft question because on Renegade, you and Lorenzo Lamas had such great chemistry. In The Scorpion King, we never questioned the chemistry with you and Dwayne Johnson. There's a lived-in sense that you two are brothers. We never question that. Chemistry is one of these things that people just don't seem to crack. And I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, is it a matter of actors? Is it just something you can fake, or do you have to have that bond with someone in real life? What do you think?
It's about who you are. That's what it's all about. If you're insecure, you're fighting 2 people. You're fighting yourself, and you're fighting that person who you think you should be. Dig what I'm saying? You know?
Yes.
That is a waste of time. Hold on, another Masoy. Come say. Did you say hi to everybody already?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
She was upset.
One of our hula dancers, fine actors. Okay.
Fantastic.
And you got to be confident in what you got. So let me back up to all the actors out there. You got a bag of tricks that you develop through life, and you put it right here. And then when you got to pull out a little bag of trick for your character that you're going to play, you pull it out. And you know that trick because you put that in the bag. And what do? So am I an actor? I don't know. I'm a mimic. You dig what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm a mimic, and I can see something, and I put it in the old bag of tricks, and it goes down in here. You know the actor Glenn Turman?
Yes, I do. He's excellent.
Great guy. You know what Glenn Turman used to do? He'd go to Venice Beach with his pipe and a hat, and he would study people. Right? He would study people. I'd see him every Sunday because I was cooking hamburgers and hot dogs at a place at Venice Beach when we as actors were on strike in 1980. I needed a gig. You know, it's a sawdust on the floor kind of thing, beer and there, you know, that kind of a joint. But he would study people. Now, one day I sat down next to him. I said, you know what, Glenn? I want to be an actor, really good like you. He goes, then sit here a couple of weeks out of the year and watch all these people walk by, and you'll get great lessons. And that's what I did. I just watched and studied people. So for me, I'm cool. You know, I'm going to bring what I bring. And to all those folks out there, bring your stuff. Don't be afraid. You know, if you want to be liked, great. If you want to be professional, just be professional. and bring your stuff. You ever heard Christopher Lloyd talk in real?
No.
He talks like that. You know, he doesn't talk like Bill Bixby. Bill Bixby had a voice. And I worked for him as a director many times because he was a director from My Favorite Martian. And when he talked, you went, man, that guy's voice is smooth as silk. How do you voice like that? Because you step in and you listen. You know, you listen to what he's saying. And that's why Marlon Brando did a lot of mumbling I'm just sharing. Because he wanted the audience to lean in and understand and listen to what he was saying. And Spencer Tracy never changed his wardrobe. Why should I change my wardrobe? They might forget who I am in this show. Interesting. Everybody had their little thing. So Dwayne Johnson's a great guy. You know, are we friends? Hey, when we were doing Scorpion King, we were friends, and I did another movie with him. I can't remember the name of the movie, but you know, we are lucky because we're Polynesian. He's a multicultural guy. He's got the world by the grapes right now, man. And he's doing it up. Jason Momoa, he's doing it up. Came from Baywatch. You know, Doug Schwartz, Michael Burke, Greg Bonin, those guys, those producers, great guys. But he took it somewhere else. He hung in there. I mean, it wasn't easy, but he took it somewhere else, right? And then you got, you know, the wonderful ones, Kelly Hu, and you got, I'm having a brain mess right now. But that's what I'm saying. You know, you bring it. Now, I've been in that situation where that actor right there really doesn't want to be your friend, really doesn't care who the heck you are, and really is not going to give you a moment of your time. But the space you are sharing is on the script. So you got to listen to that person, and they got to listen to you. And that's where the magic happens, you know? And it is magic every time, because you kind of go, man, there's chemistry there. Yeah. You know, it just kind of happens. But if you're full of baloney and you're more about yourself than anybody else, you're never going to play a team sport. This is a team sport, man. Does that make any sense?
Of course it does. And I appreciate so much you talking about the professionalism that goes into this business. People tend to talk about the glamorous side, all that nonsense. It is a job. There is a professional, aspect to this that really doesn't get expressed enough, especially to young actors. My next question is about being a day player, something you've done many times. This experience of being on a set for maybe one day, but adding so much flavor with the characterization. The example I wanted to give, if you can indulge me, you're in the film Grand Canyon. Hopefully you remember this, you remember the role. Grand Canyon with Lawrence Kasdan. You're in one of the most powerful scenes in the movie, if I could just set it up for the watchers. This is a great film. There's a scene of a young African-American teen. He's running through this neighborhood, and he's pulled over by two cops who, for reasons, it's very debatable. The film makes it very complex, but the two cops essentially arrest him for acting suspicious. You play one of the cops. I wanted to ask you, what do you bring the same thing to a one-day performance that you do to all your characters? Did you research playing a police officer? Like, what went into just that one scene that you were hired to do?
First of all, when they said, "Hey, you're going to go read for Lawrence Kasdan," it didn't trigger. Lawrence Kasdan, what kind of name is that? Oh, guy who wrote, did he write Star Wars? The first one or the second one?
He wrote the second one, Empire Strikes Back.
The guy who wrote Star Wars. How about Raiders of the Lost Ark? He wrote that, right?
Yes.
Goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
I wasn't, Lawrence Kasdan. Where's this guy from, right? So you go in there, and you're reading, and in the script, we arrest this kid 3 times. Not once. We arrest him 3 times, and it's about LA and all the things that happen in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Then
the Rodney King thing came out during that same time.
Mm-hmm.
So Lawrence wrote about true life in Los Angeles. Was the arrest of potential kids of African American descent if they were black and they were in the streets of Los Angeles, there's a good chance you thought that they were doing something wrong, right? And that was kind of the overshadow thing. And the other cop was Caucasian, and I was a brown-skinned cop. So it was kind of an interesting look when we went after this kid. So, number one, I was really happy I had a job, right? Number one. Number two, I found out who Lawrence Kasdan was. Star Wars, man, right? And he, as a director, was a great, gentle guy. And I was on that for a week. Because remember, we arrested that kid 3 times, different locations. And we actually chased him in the car. So that was a big movie. You had Steve Martin, you had Richard Klein. I forgot who else was in there. A bunch of great
Danny
guys.
Glover, yeah, a lot of amazing people.
Hello.
Yeah.
And I was really happy to be there. Of course, I tried to maybe overthink, what can I do? What can I say? But I'm going to tell you what, I'm wearing a wig.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm wearing a wig. So that was cool. And, guy's short hair. Kasdan says, just throw a wig on the guy. So I was able to let us ride his words a little bit. And sometimes you're in the moment and things happen, right? And that kid was scared in this scene that, he's getting busted again. I'm just walking down the street, So it was I try not to overthink it, I'm not that smart. When you overthink things, it means you're really smart. But I'm a street kid from LA, with a Polynesian descent, right? So when somebody sees me, they go, well, let me see. He's not Chinese, and he's not black, and he's not really Hispanic, and he kind of has a limp from baseball, So it's an interesting mix. And if I can share anything with anybody, you just do a lot of good listening. And know the camera. Was Laszlo Kovacs the DP on there? I don't even remember. Big time DP.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, who it was, but I think it might have been him, because if that was a Fox movie, they threw I think it was a Fox movie.
It was, yeah.
See, there you go. Because Star Wars Fox, and he Fox. And so they just said, here, Lawrence, go direct this movie and go have a good time. So, there's, crews of 200 people, and you're just a little guy playing the cop. And it was just an honor, a really great honor.
I wanted to touch upon your work as a stuntman specifically, and I want to ask you it this way. You did a film in 1991. It's become a cult favorite called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. That movie is 10 minutes old, and John Johnson gets his big reveal, and there you are playing pool with him, and you two have this really violent bar fight scene. It's great. And I wanted to ask you about that. I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, you've worked with these professional stuntmen your whole life, and here you're doing a very stunt-heavy scene with a film and TV actor. How is that dynamic different?
So I got the job because of a stunt coordinator named Billy Burton. Billy Burton also helped me get Scorpion King. How many years later? Okay, because he was the second unit director on Scorpion King. So when I did Action Jackson, something translated it over to Billy Burton. He goes, hey, I want you to come on in this interview and let your agent know about it and this and that and da-da-da. So I went on in, and I got casted. And there was another Hawaii girl in there, Kelly Hu and Tia Carrera.
Yeah.
Both of them. And there was another Hawaii girl. She was a model, Teresa San Nicolas. So, Polynesians are making their way in. She's actually Guamanian, but she's part of us. So when Simon West, was Simon West the director?
Simon Windsor, is it?
Simon Windsor directed a wonderful movie out of Australia called blah, 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 blah,
Is it
blah.
Far Lap, that one?
It's about the horse.
Far Lap. Yeah, Far Lap. Yep.
I'll remember. It wasn't that one, but it was another one.
Oh, okay.
So we go to Arizona, and we're going to do a rehearsal with Don. Don's playing golf. So we're sitting around. We're waiting, and I love it. I'm on the clock. I'm paying some bills, putting some food on the table. Don comes in, and I've never met him before. I never met him. I'm going to back up for 1 second. That script was written by Don Michael Paul, who was an actor in a series with for Stephen J. Cannell, and he was going to star in the movie with Wings Hauser.
Wow, that would have been different.
Two guys, Wings and him, and Wings Hauser's kid's on that series right now with Costner.
Okay.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, yeah.
And Wings Hauser's kid was 9 or something like that at that time. So all of a sudden, it's kind of not feeling. The Australian's a little upset that the American didn't show up on time for rehearsal. So we have this rehearsal. At the same time, there's a guy making lunch for Don, and he brings us all lunch. And there's a pool table in his garage at a private house in Arizona. So we start the scene. And I kind of know what I'm going to do. This is the stoic guy, and he's not here to take any crap from the cowboy. Great. We're going to shoot it. Now you got Mickey Rourke, right? It's a whole nother dynamic. I'm going to back up. Mickey Rourke's got a brother. He's an outlaw, motorcycle outlaw. And we're in Hell's Angels country. And his brother rides in with a bunch of outlaws into Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, and the Hells Angels are ticked off. And we're in a little bar, which was a ladies' club, where men go and throw dollar bills. And we're filming there. And that's where the Hells Angels like to visit. So we're doing the scene. And Don has the privilege of doing what Don wants to do during a scene, so that you just go ahead and slide along with the deal. We get to the fight, and he lays it in there, especially with the cue ball. And he's hitting me right on the temple. I'm not gonna say nothing, but it's a sponge ball. But I'll tell you what, the next day, man, I had a headache like you wouldn't believe. And if you saw the fight, when I hit the pole, that was a weird stunt because the camera was down here like this, and we had to come and hit the pole. And Don wanted to add this and add that and add this and add that. And then I did the timber hitting the floor. So they built the floor up and they put the camera below the floor. And then they shot it down. And Billy Burton says, "Don't put your hands up, bro. Take it on your chest." And I said, "Okay." So I did. And Zoe appeared.
Magic. Perfect time.
Gibson, the Marlboro Man. I got to tell you, it was 120 degrees outside when we were doing that movie. Thank God we were inside the bar. Arizona, hot place.
It's a hot place. I want to open things up for questions. I didn't know how to interrupt because conversation was flowing so well. But we have some questions waiting in the queue. And for everyone watching, if you haven't put your question into the Q&A box, put them in now. We have a couple minutes to go through them.
It's okay. Get a walk through. No worries.
Our first question is from Rebecca. I'm
over here. Hi, Rebecca.
She says, "I love you as Gibraltar." I don't know if I said that right.
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar. Great. In Apex Legends. And she wants to know, what's the most rewarding part about voice acting?
So for those who don't know, I'm in Apex Legends. I play Gibraltar, a Polynesian superhero, kind of superhero. And we have 100 million people playing that game. 100 million. So the most rewarding part of doing that role is the director And all these producers and all these game makers are open to us bringing a little Polynesian to the role. And that's what's awesome. They let us bring a little something, because, you know, when you make a game, there's a set of attorneys, right? Oh, don't do that. We're going to get sued. Oh, don't do that. We're going to, hey, come here, son. Come here. Tainani Richmond, actor, stuntman, my kid. Say hi, son.
Right on.
There he goes.
What's up, y'all?
Okay. There you go.
Good to see you.
Good meeting you.
Let's get everybody. Brother, get over here. Bro, come here. Put your mask down, brother. Let everybody know. Introduce yourself. Go.
Aloha, I'm JD Tanubasa. I play Manu in the film. Hi.
Great actor. Hula dancer, too.
Yeah.
What was the hula dancer movie you guys did?
The Haumana.
Haumana. I love
Right
the
there.
Haumana. It's a great film.
You get fans, guys. Give me $2.
So good in that movie.
So what happened is I'd have all these ideas. Now listen, you got to pick and choose your fight. So if you come with 10 ideas, suggest 4. You know what I mean? And they'll say, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, yeah, do that. So you do it. But to have me reach with my voice 100 million people, I am blessed. Blessed man. That's true.
No.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, we got another one, which is what is the most exciting aspect of today's growing film industry in Hawaii?
There's big potential here. Okay. You can have you can actually, so listen, we're in the manufacturing business. Make no mistake. Our widget that we manufacture is entertainment. Okay? And we can do it here 365 days a year. The film community is strong. There's people learning all the time. The kids in school need jobs. Let's provide jobs in the entertainment industry for them. For me, that's rewarding. Look at all these young kids, young actors, right? During the COVID times, they're working. They're getting a check. They're paying their bills, and they're trying to make it over. And that's the really important thing for me, is that if you think you got a shot and you got a dream, take a shot. There's a lot of them that don't make it. I mean, listen, not everybody's going to make it. I got to be honest. That's just how it is. But some do. And if you make it and you can bring some of those along with you, you know what I mean? To come along. Stefan Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen, come over here.
Hey, Stefan. Good to see you.
Yeah. Stefan Schaefer.
Hi. Hey, Zoe.
Good to see you, buddy.
I know both of these people. Good to see you.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. We have
Ask him a question. Ask him a
We have
question.
another 2 setups before the
Yeah.
sun goes down.
Oh. Are you
Well, I
ready for
don't-
me? Oh, good. Okay. See,
I got to run, but good to see you guys.
Good seeing you.
You.
tell everybody watch Aloha Surf.
Aloha Surf Hotel.
Right.
I heard you have.
Meeting times six times a day this weekend. in
Get
Kihei.
out of here.
Yep.
Woo,
I heard
that's a
you've
lot.
been selling out.
Selling out. Kihei Cinemas. Yep.
We'll see you this
Awesome.
weekend.
You're not telling anybody that I dye my hair black or anything, are you?
No.
Okay.
Hey, that was perfect timing too, talking about the industry growing in Hawaii, huh?
So I'm a little producer on this movie, and I was a producer on the last movie.
Yeah.
I'm producing 9 little movies in the state of Kentucky because of the incentive, and 1 in Georgia. So we make little family films so that it translates very nice in all languages around the world, French, Spanish, whatever, Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese, whatever. And we've learned that's the road of least resistance, because people around the world have the same problems that people on sunny Maui and state of Hawaii have. Same problems.
All right, we have more questions coming in. All right, so from Bob Silva, we have, tell us about working with Frank Sinatra on Magnum PI.
True. Well, let me tell you about Frank. He's 9 feet tall. Okay. He may be 5'7", but Frank Sinatra is a big guy. And so I do a fight with Frank Sinatra. And the stunt coordinator says, I want you to play a part. And I said, okay, you read for casting and we'll see how it goes. So I got it. And Frank Sinatra comes in, and Alan Levy's the director. And Alan Levy says, Mr. Sinatra, I want you to meet Branscombe, Richmond. And he says my name exactly perfect the first time. Branscombe, Richmond. Nice to meet you. I go, nice to meet you, Mr. Sinatra. He goes, call me Frank. So we do this fight. Larry Manetti is on the side. Now, I tell you stories about Larry Manetti, but I'm not going to say it. But Larry Manetti is a great guy. But he comes from beautiful family ties out of Chicago, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay? And Frank has big respect for Larry Manetti. In the middle of the take, Larry Manetti takes a Polaroid. Boom! Just like that. And cut, what the heck was that? And Larry says, Frank told me to take the picture. He wanted a picture finding Branscombe. And it was a Polaroid. And so that's, listen, Frank Sinatra, right? You don't mess around with Frank Sinatra. So he's married. He was married to Barbara Sinatra. And he had a friend named Jilly that he grew up in Hoboken, New Jersey. And when Barbara Sinatra walked on the set, Tom Selleck and all the crew opened up. And that's like, Miss World walked onto the set. She was there and got a chair, very beautiful. And Frank was just, dear, how are you? So it was great. Frank Sinatra, great. I'm so lucky. I worked with Frank twice. So anyway.
Hey. All right, we have time for one more question. It's 5, but I want to get one more in, if you don't mind. So from Tony, we have the question, what kind of stories would you like to see being told in Hawaii that you haven't seen yet?
Coming from a guy like Tony. Tony, ask Tony where he's from. Text Tony and say, Tony, where are you from?
Tony wants to know where you're from. Put it in the Q&A. He says, Poa Valley.
Really? Okay. Okay. You know, I would like to, I'd like to do family films where the problem that may happen to the kids here may happen to them all the way around the world. Listen, down inside of me, I would love to tell stories of injustice, drug abuse, but they're not buying those movies from Branscombe, Richmond. Do you know what I mean? So when they go, what is Branscombe bringing? Well, if I say I want to do this, I want to do this, they're not buying that from me. So where my niche right now is to do stories about how people in Hawaii cope and how they make it over and how they can make an impact to the world. You know what I mean? Compared to a lot of states in the US, we're a small place, you know, and I've shot movies all over I did Christopher Columbus in Malta. You know, I was in Japan. I've been blessed. I've been a lot. And you know what? In the end, those people are the same as us. Do you know what I mean? They're doing their films and it's the same stories, but it's different. If we can show the aloha spirit out there, which is a commodity that I'm sure people would love to bottle up and sell, but you can't. That's what's going on for me, you know, because you only get a couple shots at this. Do you know what I mean? You know, nah, man, Branscombe, he's getting tired. He's getting long in the, you know what I mean? You can run out real quick. So that's why I'm just saying, you know, I'd love to do that. There's a great superhero director that Justin Creighton, who is from Maui.
Yep.
Don't really know him, but I know his parents. There's a guy who's doing a Marvel movie. right? He grew up on Maui, went to school here. And he is in that circle of doing Marvel films. That's great. And that's, you know, so they're going to buy certain movies from him. He did the movie with the Black and movie.
Just Mercy.
Yep.
Just Mercy. Yeah.
Wow. What a cast. You know what I mean? And now he's doing Marvel. So yeah, I know I know where they're going to let me play my sandbox. They're going to let me play in a sandbox. And if I continue to do that, you'll get little hidden messages every time you see a little movie from Hawaii, and you'll go, wow, man. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Branscombe. Thank you, Barry, both of you, for everything that you've given us today and everything you do for our community.
Nicholson, want to everybody over here?
Yeah.
Jack? Oh, Jack's busy right now. Sorry.
We got the whole cast and crew on this call, huh?
Thanks. Where's the DP?
You're
Okay.
welcome.
I want to say thank you very much. I want to leave you with 5 things. Can I leave
Okay.
you?
Yeah.
Chance, good fortune, persistence, talent. When the time comes, take a chance on yourself. God willing, you're going to get a little good fortune. Persistence keeps you making almost a fist. But talent is, unfortunately, but fortunately, the last thing they look at, right? They look, are you hungry? Are you hustling? Are you going after it? One dog, one bone. You see what I mean? If there's 3 or 4 dogs, you're all going for the bone. Which one's going to get the bone? So timing, chance, good fortune, persistence, talent, and stick to that. Stick to that. Stick to your guns. Know how it's going to go, and have a lot of love for everybody else.
Thanks, Branscombe, and
Thank
thanks,
you so
Barry.
much.
You're
And
welcome.
thanks, Mary. I don't think her video's on right now, but thank you for
Poragi.
stuff.
Mary, is she Poragi?
I don't know.
Aloha.
Luck with the rest of the
Aloha.
production. Aloha.